ARCS was on my radar for a pretty long time. This great game from Leather Games by Cole Werle has already a large group of devoted fans. I wanted to test it, and during the Essen Spiel 2024, I had an occasion. I can say that I pretty quickly fall in love with this, so brought it from the first, and today would like to share this news and the contents of the box with you, and hopefully also additional materials. Have fun! Hi guys, this is Michael from the Boardgames Chronicle. I was looking forward to play ARCS for a pretty long time, and finally I succeed. At Essen Spiel 2024, I had a chance to take part in one of the demos of the ARCS, a game from Leather Games by Cole Werle, with a beautiful graphics and art by Kille Ferrin. Whoever played Root or Oath previously would find those, let's say, graphics pretty familiar. There was so far a lot said about the ARCS, a lot of materials, and a lot of things which were distributed in the social media. Today, I would like to add mine. I'm really glad that I consciously purchased this game, so actually played it first before getting this, because I believe this is a really cool design. However, today, in a first look material, we will not be delving very deep into its game mechanics. First look at should show you the components, how the game is organized, but also give you some flavor of the mechanics. So this is not an unboxing only, where you have, only components shown, but I would like to tell you a little more about mechanics. However, rest assured, there will be more materials in which I will simply explain how the game plays. One disclaimer. Many people say this is a very mean game. The people are doing the bad things to you. Even when I was playing this at Essen, the person explaining said this is a very mean game. I would say that for a war gamer, this is a regular, title, regular position, when in order to get ahead of the others, you need simply to do some combat warfare or hurt somebody. But not always. Interestingly, there's also an economical way to gain the points. So the box is pretty sturdy, heavy for its size, really nice back, which says, some information about what is inside, also how the game looks like, and how the cards looks like. So let's see what's inside. Okay, so first and foremost, of course, ARCS. This will be the rule book, which you can immediately see. This is not overly long and complex, like 22 maximum pages. There is also glossary, credits, and so on. So this game by itself will not be overly complex. However, I would say it's medium complexity, have enough depth to really give you a lot of fun. First and foremost, we'll get to know the components of the game, how to set up the arcs. Depending on the number of players, 2, 3 or 4, you would have slightly different setups. The setup cards will actually guide you through this. Even in the 4th player setup, you can have different setups each game. Important thing to know are the core concepts. For example, what is ambition, how the maps work, what are the resources. We'll see those components in a moment. Agents, the court, how do you damage the ships and the buildings, and what are the trophies and captives. I really like it. Maybe that is why people think this is a mean game, because we have trophies and captives. Then how do we play the chapter? There's maximum 5 chapters. Usually the game can finish between 3 or 5, depending who scores and how quickly the points. And this is kind of a trick tracking game. You will see that we have some cards which will be played by the first player, and then the others have to match the suit of the card, or can play other cards but for the much smaller effect. So it tells you about the chapter, then what standard actions we have, like taxing, building, moving, repairing, influencing, securing, battling. Some of them are pretty self-explanatory, some I will tackle during the explanatory video. One thing which I would like to draw your attention to is the battle. I will not tell you the details, but what I really like is, depending how risk averse or how risk lover you are, you can use different types of dice in the attack. It can be skirmish, where you have, I believe, 50% of inflicting small damage, but 0 of getting hit back. You can do the raid, where you can get some resources from the opponent, but you can be hit back. And you have assault, where you inflict the most damage, but you can be intercepted, or you can have some malfunction of weaponry. So this is a pretty brutal game when the battle starts. And depending on what you are doing, it can backfire. As you can see, hit your ships, intercept your ships. So there are ways here where you need to make a conscious decision how you like to risk. And you know what is the coolest thing? If you, for example, have 4 ships and you roll 4 die, you can decide what type of dice you will have. It's not one color you have to use. Yes, there's what more information here: resources, guild cards, and how do we enter the chapter. Yeah, so how do we score the points, and so on. How the ambitions changes, how the ambitions and simply the point value for them increases. The game starts with the 3 ambitions at the lowest victory point level, and then they swap and start to increase the tempo of the game. A bit about other actions, what is prelude, also cool concept, and then fine print, glossary, credits, and that will be all, the index. Pretty nice, quick to read, yeah, a rule book. Now we have 4 player aids. If I'm not mistaken, let me move it a bit here so it can be closer to me. Yeah, 4 player aids. It's about playing the chapter, how is it being done, how you the leader plays the card. Then second, each other player in clockwise order takes a turn, and either plays higher value card of the same suit, or pivots or copies. Yeah, I will not go into details. Simply, the trick tracking mechanism allows you to play card always, sometimes for a bigger effect, sometimes for a smaller. There is a way how to get the initiative, at least 2 ways how to get it, if I remember. And then we have all actions summary nicely put here, and you can also see the dice, how do they look like. The skirmish being the safest, assault pretty deadly, but you are in 50% get 1 damage, in 1/6 you are being intercepted, and you have raid, where you can get a lot of resources from opponent. And how we end the chapter, cleanup, and so on. All involves player aids. Each of the up to 4 players will have its own, yeah, player aid. Now we will have some trays with components. I believe pretty many of them, 4 of them. What do we have on them? And these are the cities and starports of the players, the blue player, the red player. This would be resources. This will be like fuel, materials. Let me get this out. I will show you something. Then we'll have another tray. Yeah, let me get it out also. This is for a yellow player. This is for the blue. This is psionic resource, I believe. This is weapon resource. Yeah. Here is for the white player. Some parts are for the yellow. Let me also get it out. And this will be relics. Yeah, relics resource. These things we use when we would like to cover some parts of the map which are out of play, either the gates or the planets. And this is what we use when we declare ambition. And when you declare ambition, you try to score some victory points, but your card value goes to 0. So everybody can surpass you and get initiative from you. Why I took those 3 things? Because they are showing you victory points for scoring the ambition. And this is another cool mechanic which I like about the ARCS. At the beginning, you have those 3 values. And of course, if somebody declares ambition, puts this to the ambition, puts that to the ambition, puts this to the ambition, and scores the points. Who is first gets this, whoever is second gets this. But after the round, what happens is that the lowest value ambition is flipped. Oh, it's 4 now. So we can get more points in the second round, of course, in second chapter. In the third chapter, after it, oh, we flip another one. So as you can see, the game accelerates. You build also your position on map, the cities, the starships. You also building your hand of cards with some special card cards, and then in the last, you will get even 9 points for winning the ambition. So the game really accelerates. The chapters are not equal in intensity, amount of victory points you can gain, and so on. It really accelerates. And this is the map. I will jump to the map in a moment when I will move the box. Let me see, and let me show you what's here. Okay, so we'll have here the components. First of all, we have 4 player mates. Okay, let me take one as an example. They are pretty cool as far as the design is concerned. What do we have here? First, we have 2 holding boxes for trophies from destroying others, or captives from securing and taxing others. Enough to say, you can keep enemy agents here and enemy destroyed ships here. The resources which you collect will be parts of ambition, but they can also be used as an actions. So they are pretty cool. And this is also a very interesting mechanic. There will be cities here, 5 cities. One of them will be built at the beginning of the game. And here you will be able to store the resources. So the more cities you build, the more resources you can hold and do not need to spend immediately. Those keys will be showing how hard it is to steal this resource from you, because on those orange dice you will have those keys, and you will have, in order to steal particular type of resource, that amount of keys. So this is definitely hard to steal. This is very easy to steal. This is medium hard. Also, if you build 4th or 5th city, you will be adding 2 and 3 respectively victory points to the 1 ambition. 1, not being second, not being tied, but 1. So yeah, this is how does it look like. And at the back, a pretty climatic picture. Something which we often miss, but I would like to show them to you. Each of them slightly different, looking pretty cool. Yeah. So this is it. What next? Dice, a lot of dice. Yeah. There could be a lot of ships on the map, so we have a lot of dice. So these are, as I told you, the skirmish ones, 50% of 1 hit. These are assault ones, a lot of hits which you can inflict, but also be hit yourself. This is hit on you. This is interception by the opponent, so he shoots at you with all his fresh ships. And you have this dice to rate. Yeah, so you see, you don't have a space where there are free keys, so that is why it's so hard to steal the resource with a free key from player 8. Let me put those aside and let me continue. Now we will have the components for each and every player. First of all, you have agents. Yes, you will be able to use them during the game to, for example, influence some of the cards and the court, and then secure them. But if somebody secures the card on which there are your agents, they will be captives in 4 colors, because we have 4 players. We'll need to sort them later on. And then we have the ships, a lot of ships. Yep, beautiful ships. They have different colors but the same shape. This is the ship which is full strength, and this is a damaged ship here. So this ship will be, each ship has two let's say, levels. So full, damage, and then destroyed here, of course. There will be a lot of battles games in this game, guys. Really can assure you of this. On top of this, we should have first player marker. This shows who is the first player. Wow, looks nice. This shows which chapter it is, and here we'll have for victory points and something else which I don't remember at this moment in time. Now let's have a look at the cards. We have some buttons here. Let me put them to the side. Let me open the cards. There will be cards with which you play actions, and there will be cards with which you can acquire if you have enough influence in the court. So I'm just opening them. Looks pretty cool, isn't it? Yes. So let me open the second. And we also will look in those in the moment. As you can see, this is pretty fresh game just from the fair. So these cards are for the actions. Everybody gets 6 cards at the beginning of the game. There is a couple of suits, 4 of them. There are construction cards, which will be giving you the possibility to build and repair. What is interesting, the lower the number of a card and value of a card, the more actions you can do for here. And for example, with a 7 card, you can only make 1 action, but you will take the initiative. Build or repair. For construction. Administration has 3 types of action: tax, repair, or influence, and you have a possibility to play 4 of them with card of value 1, and you can split as you want across them. Then you have aggression cards, of course. Battle, move, or secure. Secure means that you are securing the cards from the council. And then the last type is mobilization, move, or influence. As you can see, some of the actions are repeated, like move is on aggression and mobilization. Influence is on administration and mobilization. Yeah, and I believe. And repair is on construction and administration. There's always only 1 card of particular suit, so if somebody plays particular card, you more or less know what he has, and that nobody else will have it. So this is for the trick tracking cards. What else do we have here? Okay, so these are the various setups for various number of players. Yeah, with 2 players you close that many things. With 3 players that, with 4 players we have at least 4 setups. And it also shows who is the first player. A, B and C are in a similar way, let's say, designed numbers of forces. Like A is, I believe, 3 ships and a city, B was something else, and C was also like 2 ships. So it's pretty universal, and you can pretty quickly set it up. And yeah, it shows at the back number of players. I just noted 4, 3, 2. Very cool. Such small things make games great, really, guys. Small things matters. And then we have a cards. I will not read through them, guys. There is plenty of them. They can do really crazy stuff during the game. There are 4 of them open, and during the game you will play only few of them, which increases the replayability enormously of the game. Really like that there is so many of them, and they can impact the gameplay. Then we have 1 more set of cards. Those we did not use during my play at the fair, so I honestly don't know them. Let's see. Okay. It sounds like these are the leaders. Yes. And they will be adding some additional stuff to the rules. Slightly different setup. You see ABC, ABC. Wow. That will be cool, because this brings asymmetry to the game. Really, really nice. And I will have some surprise for you, but at the end of the video. Before this, we need to look at the map. Let me set it up here and bring to the video, to the camera in a moment. Okay. So yeah, this is the ARCS map. It's rather longer than wide. There are like 6 sectors. One of them is partially closed at the beginning of the game. Oh no, even totally closed at the beginning of the game. Here are the ambitions which can be declared, and as you can see, they can be declared with particular number of the card, yeah, and they all have some different rules how to score them. Here will be available victory points for this. Here are the chapters. Here we score victory points. 4-player 27, 3-player 30, 2-player 33 to finish the game. And here is the place where we do the trick tracking, so putting the cards, yeah, to the play. And I now know why we have second die, because it shows you some additional stuff which you calculate here. I would need to check what's this exactly. The map is very elegant. Looks like a sci-fi game, definitely, and yeah, this makes, at least on me, pretty big impression. I told you that I have a small surprise for you. So these are the leaders which we are getting in the base game, but I actually, when at the fair, also acquired ARCS, leaders and lore pack. So additional cards which can be added to the game. Let's see what's here inside. So we would have new leaders around 17, and yeah, they would have also different starting resources, different starting setups, and also different capabilities. These are the 8 from the basic game, and these are additional from the expansion, another 8. And the lore pack will add new cards. Let me just check it. And the more cards, of course, the better. Yeah, we have many new cards from 15 till 28. Wow! Sounds like a lot of additional interesting stuff to be played. The game comes also with a campaign. This is another expansion. Unfortunately, there was no possibility to get it at the fair, so I will need to acquire this separately. But I'm definitely getting this. As you know, we play with my board game group pretty many games which are campaign driven, like Frost Heaven, earlier Gloomhaven. Now we'll be playing U-Boat and most probably Torgal. So those games are definitely at the top of what we play. Campaign here would also be very cool. So guys, that's all for today for the ARCS. As I said, really beautiful game, very interesting, replayable, with many additions like additional lore, the leaders, multiple ways to set it up. A bit mean, but honestly, for a wargamer, mean. It's not the meanest game I've played, so I believe this is completely fine. If you play conflict simulation games, this will be also fine for you. I am really glad that Cole created another masterpiece. I have all the expansions to the root and the root itself. I have Oath. Now we have the ARCS and also several other games. Really looking forward to play it pretty soon. I have already a couple of games with my friends agreed and scheduled. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you like this material, please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, do not hesitate and subscribe. Thank you for being with me, and thank you for watching.